Hi, my name is John Cordy, and if you want to learn to play like Alan Hines, you've come to the wrong place. But I can try and show you something. Right, so I was asked on my Patreon to look at some Alan Hines licks. So Jack Roy sent me a load of licks, and so I've started to make my way through them. These particular ones come from, I think, a gig at the Baked Potato or something like that, and I wanted to talk about, first of all, what's going on with these licks, and then a couple of things that I would practice if I was interested in playing this kind of thing. I'm relatively new to Alan Hines as a player, but he's kind of really cool, and this seems to be some really spontaneous stuff from what appears to be kind of a jam. First lick, and what he's doing for quite a few of these is, so he's starting with this 3-note per string, and then the same thing again but ending it differently, so sort of in B flat major, G minor, and the way he ends is with this thing that would be really useful to practice, I think, is ending here on this F, and then the E flat beneath he's alternating between picking and hybrid picking to get that quite quickly. It doesn't really work so well if you don't hammer on and for each of these as well. So instead of just holding them in place and picking like this, we're actually kind of pressing down for each hit as well. And that is something that's pretty key to Alan Hines' playing, actually. So that would be something that I would also practice. So not only that kind of thing, but also that'd be really worth practicing. The second lick that I wanted to break down is also quite similar, in that we're going to ascend up through 3-note per strings, and then at the top do this kind of thing, and then the second time at the top hold it and then pull off. So I think that's fairly straightforward as well, and again, as we're ascending, make use of the... So that's the second lick, which is worth looking at, I think. third lick, which I think is worth looking at, we're in kind of G major, and it's doing this kind of thing, and he repeats it over and over again. I think this is actually quite a useful pattern to move around as well. So you could try moving this around, but so it's the same kind of idea again. We're using 3 notes per string, and at the top we're doing this doubling kind of hybrid action. We might have spotted it, but there's something fairly common happening with each of these licks, and it's basically they're all 3 note per string. So I'm guessing that somewhere in Alan's playing there's a lot of practicing of that kind of thing. So if I was interested in playing like Alan HINDS, one of the specific things that I practice is 3 note per string, stuff like this. He's using his middle finger as a pick quite a lot. So I practice that kind of thing. For the very last kind of thing that I want to talk about, we're going to take this idea and we're going to move this around. So you'll notice that it's in triplets essentially, so or sextuplets. We're going to have 6 notes per beat. And what I want to do is practice moving. So what Alan HINDS is doing in a lot of his playing is moving the start of the phrase to be either on the second or third of those first few triplets. We have to place it on the beat, so that first triplet in the group of 3. And then we could try placing it, so the second triplet of the 3. So practice alternating between the 2. Alternating, sorry. And this is kind of part of the key of what's going on with some of these legato lines of his. They're kind of floating freely between being placed on the beat, being placed on the second triplet or the third triplet. So the third triplet would sound like this. So practice switching between those. Paying attention, I guess what I'm doing to try and get that is to listen to where the line will land at the end of the line, and trying to feel the kind of feeling of either playing just after the beat for the second triplet or just before the next beat for the third triplet. So give that a try. Those are some kind of keys I think to Alan HINDS' playing. So it's 3 note per string stuff, and then at the top of the line doing these things. another video on some of this stuff. Hopefully this was vaguely interesting, but those are some kind of key things that I pulled out of a small session of transcribing. A small session of transcribing some of Alan's playing, and I think hopefully that should get you kind of in the ballpark of some of those kind of interesting lines. So yeah, hopefully that was vaguely interesting. The tabs for all of these examples would be up on my Patreon if you want to check them out. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you for another video soon. Cheers!